Welcome back, guys, to our first episode of Adaptations and Anarchy. We bring to you today Good Girls Guide to Murder.
So, if you don't know, Adaptations and Anarchy is just where we watch popular adaptations of books that we like, and there's going to be sections which are non-book readers and book readers. So, Prisha and out of here are non-book readers, pathetic, and me and Partha are book readers. So, saying that, let's keep going. So what's everyone here in this recording's relationship with a Good Girl's Guide to Murder before we start?
I've heard a lot about Good Girls Guide to Murder. Like, everyone tells me to read it. I'm not gonna read it because, like, I'm a procrastinator. But I have watched the show. Okay. I can't say much about the story or like the script writing, but the quality, the whole thing was just so well put together. Yes, let's move on to Aarav's opinion.
Yeah. So I've been exposed to Good Girls Guide to Murder by these two people who read books here, obviously, and also like countless other people who just roam around with the book in their hands, and also
Technically,
social media.
Even Sid was exposed to it by Parthavi,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
yeah.
Parthavi started this whole thing, basically.
What? Yeah,
the
yeah,
creator.
yeah. And so they for I was going to read the books, but then they said no, you're never going to finish
No,
them. So I watched the show. So yeah, that's how I
and we were
exposed
right.
myself to it. Go on.
Partha,
Yes.
you're
So
done.
what is Parthavi's relationship with AGGGTM?
Well, I have read the books, right? So after watching the TV show, the quality was amazing. And what?
What is up with this, Sid? The quality was amazing.
I
The quality
disagree.
was good. Maybe except the music, because like
Like
in
the
some
visuals.
parts, no,
You
like
mean the visuals?
No, see, the quality was amazing. The shots were shot really cinematically, and like the color shading of the whole thing.
Okay, that I can kind of agree. Yeah, sure.
yeah.
I just don't like the show as well. Okay, keep going.
I mean, everything's good except the music
The,
in the
the
show.
script writing too, honestly.
Yeah. And the
Yes,
part um, they build a lot of tension in the end. The thing.
Yeah.
cut that
Yeah.
part.
Anyway, um, Emma Myers did an amazing job playing Pip because, like, I think it was perfect. On the other hand, though, I don't think many viewers are really satisfied with Ravi.
It's not about many viewers. It's our opinion. I don't give a shit what other people think.
Okay,
Ravi was cool. Ravi was
that
cool.
was
I had no
straightforward.
problems.
I mean, no, see,
Except
Ravi in the
maybe he
books
was a
was
bit
cool.
dramatic.
We
Everyone
don't
loved
speak
in the books,
about. Oh, right. Yeah, continue.
but like Ravi in the TV show, I don't think I've seen him make any expressions. Why are you laughing?
I mean. Okay, yeah,
No, true.
continue.
Yeah,
Okay, are you done? Or
yeah, I'm done. I
okay,
got
yeah.
interrupted. Like, never mind.
Mhm. So basically, I got introduced to these books by this person right next to me, and I thought her taste was absolute trash. Uh,
Honestly, I agree.
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't like
uh,
Partha's taste.
yeah, it's
What do you
on this
mean?
channel that Sid hates Partha's taste.
yeah, despises that is hate is a bit of a weak
I have
word for that.
amazing taste. I don't
But
care what you all say.
Very
It's not
vocal
even
about
about
it.
taste.
yeah, sure.
Nothing I read, uh, um, like relates to what you guys read.
I mean, see,
Hmm.
Siddharth reads high fantasy books. You read mostly classics. I read like crime and thriller, and Aarav doesn't read.
I read storybooks, Kingdom of
Yeah,
Fantasy.
Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, The
No.
Princess and the
Why am I
Pea,
laughing like that today?
Hmm.
No,
Beauty
the
and
P
the
was
Beast. Continue, Aaron.
uh, out of what am I
Sid.
doing? Out of No,
A
okay.
huge compliment. Thank you.
Not in my book, but as I was saying, I thought her taste was absolute and utter trash, and for the most
Wait,
part, I
was
liked.
this when I introduced the book or the show? Because I didn't introduce the show.
No, I'm talking. I don't even think the show was like even announced by then. So,
It
oh, there's
wasn't.
an echo.
Talking when I told you to read the book.
In ninth grade, like
Mhm.
starting.
Eight,
I
eight,
didn't know
no,
you thought that. Okay, go on.
no, like in eighth grade, you really wanted to read it like the whole that like the whole year. You were just like, "Oh, have you heard of this book called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder?" I want to read it, and like that went on for the whole thing. And then your dad got it for you, and then you got obsessed. So I'm like, you know what? I should at least try something that's not a horrible anime that's recommended by Pata. So I started Good Girl's Guide, and
Oh,
the books, and uh, I basically
excuse
I
me.
basically took it. That's true, I guess. I took it to an eye hospital, and I basically like flew through the whole thing in one sitting. So I really like the book, and I think the third I like the second one too a bit less, and then the third one was my favorite. So I I I I, I like them. That's fair to say. My thoughts on the show, however, uh, first of all, I agree. Emma Myers was great as Pip. There were also some other casting choices that I really liked. I think Elliot did a great job. Whoever played Elliot. And Max, like I don't like the character, but the actor was great. Ravi,
Ravi's actor was kind of mad.
mid, no, he was horrible. I'm not even gonna hold back. I hated him. Like every single time he was on screen, it completely took me out just because of how bad the acting was. I did not like the show because I thought the quality was extremely variable. Episode one, I did not like. Episode two, I think was pretty good. Episode three was mediocre. Episode four was just bad. Episode five was actually pretty good. Like pretty
What
good.
was episode
Like
4?
good. All the forced drama that they randomly added in that
The
was not in
mom.
the book.
Okay, okay,
It's
yeah.
insane
Mhm.
how in depth Sid is going into this.
I have one
Yeah, I
more
should
thing
have
to say.
probably
It's
made it
not in
more
depth at
depth.
all. Hmm.
Also,
And
Andy Bell wasn't her character in the book was supposed to be like a mean, typical high schooler, but then in the show they made her like a really good, studious person.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, that's one of my cons. Okay, I'll get into that. I
Okay.
actually have so
yeah,
many questions.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they removed a lot of the stuff like in depth from Andy's thing because like in the book she was presented more as
An angel.
like she seemed good like on the surface, but then the more you learned about her, the more of a piece of shit she was. So and that's not to say, well, I'll get into that later. But I don't like what they did in the show because they kept a lot of the shitty stuff that she did in the books in the show, but they still somehow presented her as an angel, which is weird. But I'll get into that later. And episode six was, I think, I'm deciding like whether episode four or episode six is the worst episode of the show. I'm gonna choose episode six just because it it was just poorly written in every way. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. There we go. Reduce my background noise. So yeah.
Also,
So
guys, do you
mhm.
realize that in the shows there was no Detective Hawkins?
He was mentioned, but he wasn't a major character.
He was mentioned.
He was mentioned a couple of times. He was there like in the recording of like when the whole Bell family was there for
Yeah.
like Andy's
Uh,
thing.
uh,
He was mentioned. He just did not play a major part at all. But yeah, so from there, Prisha, where should we go?
Okay. So first I want to talk about stuff that I liked about the show. So I want to talk about the casting. Like we've already spoken about it, but like
Mm-hmm.
I've never really heard anything about Pip or read the book. But now I can't imagine her looking like anyone else but Emma. So like that worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Then the quality of the scenes. Okay, the setups were so on point. And the black ribbons. Oh my god, the foreshadowing with the black ribbons. Because did you notice how every time a sad, sorrowful, or regretful scene came up, like the conclusion of a sad, sorrowful, regretful scene, there were like black ribbons. Did you notice
I
that?
did not notice that.
No, I
What do you
don't know what
mean?
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Really? There were like in a bunch of scenes. And when they first appeared, I didn't know why they would portray black ribbons like that. But like by the end of the show, I really understood the meaning.
Oh wait, is
And
it the
Oh, the
ribbon on
tree, the
tree?
tree.
yeah, the black ribbons in the tree.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
that's
like
cool.
it's in some scenes, I really like the music too.
Hmm.
I I roll my eyes every time they started playing a song. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
It's like especially in the finale, like you have this big climactic moment, and then suddenly you start playing techno pop, and it's like the stupidest shit I've ever watched in my life.
Wait, I think that's fifth episode, right? I think that's fifth.
Sixth episode, fifth episode was like actually
How do you
like
guys
good in the
remember
use of
the
it
episodes?
because there's like six of them. It's like it's not hard.
And then
There's not many.
Good stuff.
um, and then like some scenes, even though like things didn't connect, I think sometimes the build up to the ending with a few things here and there, the build up was also pretty decent, even though some things did not connect. But like I'll get into that
Episode five.
later. Okay. What else can I talk about? Mm.
What? Okay.
I
Maybe
I
like
also like the music taste, like the music, because like shut up, Sid. Okay, because like there was this one song by Billie Eilish. It's called "You Should See Me in a Crown," and I was like huge into that song during COVID, and when I heard it, I was like, oh my god, the song exists. Yeah,
I feel like that song is being used in like every show ever nowadays.
really? I
Yeah, it
haven't
was
heard it
in.
anywhere else.
Uh, you should watch Only Murders in the Building. I think you'd like it.
Maybe. Oh, and also like
Like,
the outfit selection. The closet team. I feel like the outfits really tied every character together. Like, did you notice how Pip's outfits were always really preppy, fun, colorful? I feel like that really
yeah,
added to her personality so much. What else
yeah.
is there? Hmm.
Also, I looked through Netflix and I found the scene I'm talking about. It was on episode 5, right when Pip and
Shit,
finds the
spoilers.
missing
No,
piece.
we're not doing spoilers yet.
My
Let's
bad.
just let's just talk about Pip's clothes for now. Okay.
Oh, I
Okay,
know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Okay. That was the credits.
yeah,
Mhm.
So like
yeah.
Pip's clothes really gave off like a whimsical vibe. Like the oversized t-shirts with vest sweaters or like the plaid crop tops, her overalls and her denim skirts, and the crop jackets and the classic American crop tops. It was just
Hmm.
like it was like the closet I dreamed to have, but like yeah, I really loved her clothes. A bright neutral color scheme. Then should we move on to the cons? Or do you guys have
Maybe
something to
like we
share?
should go around and say like everyone's pros and cons. You
No,
know,
let's start with pros
out of
first. We'll move on to the
yeah.
cons
Okay.
later.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Out of your
With
turn,
me,
son.
going in blind to the series, I feel like there isn't much because it's a really good quality show, definitely. We can't argue with that. The music sometimes threw me off, sometimes was really good. Like I really
I
liked it.
feel
It
like
was
the
really,
show was really aesthetic, like not gonna lie.
yeah,
Just from like
Yeah.
a
I,
viewpoint of speaking.
the
yeah,
visual aspect of it was pretty good. I
yeah.
think.
The music is
And
very up or down
It
for
was
me.
like the vibe Genshin gave at full um,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Prashant,
yeah.
I'm proud of you. This is the longest you've ever gone into a video without mentioning Genshin.
Wow, wow.
I'm trying to convince myself to get back into Genshin because I haven't opened it in 3 days and I know I have like
If you
zero
ha-
promotions.
if you have to
Yeah.
convince yourself, do you really want to do it?
No, but I want the characters. Okay, Snash Naya is coming. Guys, Snash
Oh
Naya
my
is coming in
god.
like a few
Yes,
months.
that means so much to me. Anyway, Aarav, sorry.
Otherwise, I think I've heard from the book readers here that there were some scenes which were played too dramatically, and I agree. It felt annoying as to how dramatic it was. And yeah, I think that's all I have. Otherwise, it's really good.
Out of we're talking about pros, not cons.
Okay.
Oh, talking about
Cons you
pros?
can get into
Yeah.
later. I have like
Oh,
a whole
Okay.
list of cons.
My my list of pros is just like one or two things, and then cons I'm just gonna rant for like 5 hours. And so, out of what you said, I do agree because like the book, it's not a character driven book whatsoever. It is very plot driven, which is obvious. But for some reason, in this one, they try to amp up the character drama, which the characters is like one of the things that I criticize about the book because most of the characters aren't very interesting at all in the book. Because it's mostly the plot. What keeps you hooked is the plot. Because in the book, most of the characters, like you don't give two shits about them. Mm, Okay, that's maybe doing it a bit too much, going a bit too far. But
yeah,
you know what I mean. And the book and the show tried to focus on the character drama way too much for my tastes. So
yeah,
we're doing pros. I'm sorry. But
Okay. So, well, I mean, like you all said, the first is quality. You guys have already spoken about that. The quality is amazing. And yeah, the characters, like, there's a lot of character drama in the show comparatively to the in the books. But it's not that bad. Like, it shows how
too
close,
much.
like, her relationship with the other characters are. Like, even her best friend, um, like, she has, I don't know, it just shows her relationship with the people around her. It's not too bad,
okay, sure.
but
I have
maybe
two.
it was done a bit too much in like some parts,
Mm-hmm.
like the one with her.
Okay, I think we should just move on into spoilers because like I whatever.
Yeah, I cannot
Yeah,
speak without spoiling it.
Okay,
fine.
Yeah,
fine.
My turn. Wait, I didn't get this to say my pros. Uh,
You just said cons.
You just said that.
no, I didn't say any of my pros. The
That
acting
was
was
the
good.
whole
The
point of
plot was
speaking, Sid.
casting. I didn't say any of my pros. I just interrupted out of like add on to one of his
For like
points.
5 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
2 minutes. God damn it!
Go
But
ahead, Sid.
close enough.
uh, shut up, Aarav. But I think some of the castings, like a good amount of the castings, were pretty good. Already said the ones that I liked, so there we go. Another pro, episode 5. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Okay, Prisha, you're done.
Okay, so
I
like
did not
this is
like it
gonna
very
have a
much.
lot
Yeah.
of. I'm gonna be
Hmm.
honest. Like my cons is gonna have like a lot of spoilers. So like,
Hmm.
and they're more like questions and not facts because I don't know
Hmm.
anything about like the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like
You
my
watched
first
6 episodes of it.
the first con that I've written is like I hate how Andy was always portrayed as the victim. Okay,
Mm.
the things she did and how selfish and tormentful her behavior was, it wasn't touched on at all. Like the show felt so lacking when it came to like Andy's point of view and what she did and how it would seem from a third person's point of view. Because like this story just felt like it was portrayed in Andy's point of view or someone who was like who worshipped Andy. So they made every
Uh,
behavior she had seem like a blessing from God Himself or herself. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. So like you guys was Andy's behavior touched on the same way in the books or like was she
no, she
shown
was.
as her dreadful self?
He
I
was
okay. I'm good at.
a total different person in the book.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
she gets
Okay.
better, but like in the starting, Sal's friends were against him having a relationship with Andy, because like Saul is
Mm-hmm.
like the nice guy and she's like, the mean sort of person.
It's always a nice guy that dies.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
sad.
Yeah.
That's why Aarav's still alive. But but,
Yeah.
sorry, Aarav. But yeah, she was portrayed way like way in a much more nuanced light in the books because um a lot of the stuff that they actually did with her in this book is actually touched upon in the third book, which is something that a pro that I forgot to mention was I liked how much setup they did for the third book because it's just like, oh, that's the thing. I won't say what was the setup for the third book, but
Why? Okay, was it like the her
spoilers.
threatening the guy thing? Was that the
The what?
setup? Like, I'm gonna come for you. I'm gonna make you suffer just like you made them suffer and stuff like that. And how Pip threatened the guy.
No,
Mm-hmm.
that's just set up for the whole series. No, I'm talking about I remember me, Aarav and Pata were watching it together, and one of the characters mentioned something that only comes up in the third book, and like I gasped out loud. I think Pata knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. That was really unexpected.
Yeah,
I should have been there with you guys watching. Because I know
yeah,
Aarav
it
doesn't
was.
remember what you gasped at.
It
Okay.
was. We were watching, and it was like, and the guy was like, and then the dash dash dash, and we were like, oh, so that was fun. But yeah, they did a lot of setup for the third book, and in the third book, Andy is like, it's a lot of the stuff from the first book is kind of recontextualized, and they implemented a lot more of that. But like the book and the show, like they show a lot of the bad stuff that they do, and they cut out one really bad thing that she did in the books, and I feel like they're setting it up for the third season, even though it was already like in the first book, which I will not get into because I feel like it's going to be played off as a big reveal in the third season.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear Harsh? But
No.
basically, like they had a lot of stuff that Andy, they showed a lot of the bad stuff that Andy did, but they just kind of still played her off as you know good person in the end, especially the stuff with Becca. So I'm just
I'm gonna
gonna.
be real. Becca, Andy's
Mm-hmm.
sister, she suffered a lot. I'm not even gonna
Mm,
lie. But like in the end, she
yeah.
was just portrayed as the mindless antagonist who wanted revenge. Like, of course, I don't justify her actions about drugging Pip and like trying to kill her. But like
Mm-hmm.
Becca,
Mm-hmm.
her mindset is understandable because she's traumatized, okay? And to the point that even her own sister didn't help her after she went to her for help, trusting her. Is this like really sad?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I feel like that's also something that happened in the books, though I don't remember exactly. Something that kind of happened in the books, but they rectified it a bit more in the second one. So that's all I'll say. Art's
Not to
gone. Holy
mention the
shit.
guilt of living with her, with the fact that she killed her own sister. Because
Mm-hmm.
she didn't know that Andy had hit her head previously, right? When she went to visit the teacher. So there's that
Elliot,
too.
damn. At the stage. Okay, then. Okay, stay, please. Uh, yeah, but yeah. What are the other cons you had? Keep going.
Oh, okay, I'll keep going. Then I also want to talk about Nat, okay, Andy's best friend. Okay, so like there was so much. I feel like there could have been so much development with Nat's character, considering she was portrayed as someone who genuinely cared about Andy. Okay, like what was her thoughts on how Andy changed? So like I also want to talk about Nat, Andy's best friend. So I feel like there
Yeah.
could have been a lot of development with Nat's personality, considering she was portrayed as someone who generally cared about Andy. Okay, so like what were her thoughts on Andy's development? Was Andy always like this, or did she change at some point? And what did Nat do to stop Andy from changing? Okay.
Okay. So Nat is a character that they changed immensely from the books because in the books, shit, this might be a spoiler, but she basically had like a kind of like rivalry with Andy. Um,
Oh my
s-
god.
s-
Did Andy like did Andy spread the pictures of Nat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I
Wow.
had an inkling, but like they never said anything about it in the show. So
Mm, yeah. So that's one thing. Another thing is like they completely changed Andy, like Nat, and in the book, like the substitute that they had for Nat, like the other friend of Andy was, both of her friends were like, oh yeah, she was nice, like she could be nice sometimes, but like she could also be a total bitch. So
Mm-hmm.
that.
does Parthavi and Aarav have anything to add? I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like
I,
they're
Yeah.
I
just
agree
sitting here
wholeheartedly.
talking.
I agree
Uh,
wholeheartedly.
That's it.
that where do you
That's it.
hear?
I mean, hey, Prisha, hey, like, you just speak so much facts. It's just unfeasible to add more points because you're.
Remove the simp.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
Also,
With you
guys,
being a simp, good to know.
Nat's brother, what was his name? Dan?
Daniel.
Dan,
Daniel. Dan.
Dan. Yeah, yeah.
the
So
Great.
policeman.
he was in the books. Wasn't he like really different? Like he never reached out to Pip first. He never really spoke to her. He refused to speak
He
about anything.
he was
Yeah,
way more minor.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And but in the show, he approaches Pip first, like a lot of times. That's one thing I noticed. And also, okay, this is a spoiler. At the end,
Mm-hmm.
when Pip finds Andy, right? And Andy was telling Pip, I mean, she wasn't
Andy.
Andy, the one who looked like Andy was telling Pip how she got here and everything that happened. But in the books, it wasn't her, because like um, Elliot did
She
not
thought.
know. Yeah, Elliot did not know that it was not Andy. He
Yeah, he
believed
basically
it was
gaslit
Andy.
himself and her into thinking
Yeah,
that she was Andy. Hmm.
yeah.
Which is
But like
messed
in
up.
this show, that's
Oh my
totally
god.
different.
My next point is about Elliot. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you guys continue.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like
Mm-hmm.
that's like a major um I cannot recall the word. What is it? Change. Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was one thing. I think we already talked about music. It was just um, the dog and the music they played after.
I
Surprising.
don't remember the music, but like if you guys
Okay. Episode 5, like they revealed like I'm not Andy, and then they had like the most like unfitting song ever just play for the credits, which was what Aarav was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
oh
Yeah,
I think
I'm
I'll go
also
back
talking
and
about the
review.
part where Barney dies, right? And right
Hmm.
after that, for the outro, they just play like the most happiest music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
crazy.
also, Pip's best friend, um, Kara.
Kara.
She is it Kara or Kara?
Kara,
Kara, I'm
Kara,
pretty sure.
Kara.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I just
Rock
searched
paper
it and it
scissors.
says Kara.
Oh. Okay. Then I am wrong. Keep going.
Yeah. So well, she plays a major part, right, in the
Wasn't it
show.
Clara?
Lara?
Yeah, she plays
No.
a major part. Kara.
Yeah, she played a major part in the show,
It's
but in the books,
definitely.
she didn't really, like, at least in the first book. Right,
Mm-hmm.
like in the show,
Yeah.
Pip shares a lot of things from her investigation to her, but she doesn't in the book. She's very reserved.
Mm,
Yeah, that's one
yeah.
thing. Yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
that's all for
Yeah.
me.
So like I went
Yes.
back to episode 5 on Netflix and I like watched the ending music, the outro. And like I feel like it's not that bad of a choice. I'm gonna be real. It's giving punk Hotel Transylvania depressive
Mm-hmm.
music, but like it's like it has sad tones in it, but it's very punk. You know, you
Yeah.
get what I'm talking about? It's very electro pop. If if you get what I'm saying, it's like a
Mm-hmm.
really
I
expensive music
guess.
with electro pop.
I mean, I
You
get
know what I
that. I
mean?
just feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's out of place sometimes.
But like it was like a moment where she thought Andy was trapped upstairs, right? And like
Yeah.
it's a really suspenseful moment, and they play like electropop with like suspensive notes to it.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. I don't think the music was a bad choice at this point. But
I agree to disagree, I guess. Uh, okay, so I kind of want to circle back to something Partati said earlier, which is like,
hmm.
it helps because oh, okay, one. So I'm just gonna circle back to something Partati said earlier, which is like, she didn't mind the character drama because it like showed the dynamics, but I minded it even because of that, because it's like I don't think it was well written enough for me to care about any of the character dynamics, which is like something
Mm-hmm.
that's like common with the books, because it's like I do not think the books are like that great at writing characters in the first place, because that's not why I read a Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I'll read something else for that, but I will not read a Good Girl's Guide for that, because like there are like a grand total of like four characters I would consider interesting in the books, and when you try to like shove in some drama with no reason that I should care about any of the characters that you're centering the drama around, except Victor maybe, and like
I
even then
also
it kind of still felt forced. Uh,
I also
I
feel
just
like
don't care. Yeah,
with Pip's best friend's older sister, I feel like
Naomi.
um they were really close minded. Okay, her family was really protective of her older sister's experiences, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
they shouldn't have been as protective. I get that it was a very traumatic experience. You know, both your best friends are like dead, but like um the taboo is surrounded around the topic, you know, with her older sister. I feel like they could have been a little more free minded. Like, I get it was a very traumatic experience, but like, you get me?
Yeah, I think so. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Maybe
Well,
if I go
there's
through it
the
myself, I will understand.
now about
Who's
the
dying?
Ravi
Who's
leaving
ready
at
to
the end
die?
of the episode.
Who's ready to die so I can go through something?
Like
I think, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah.
that was really unnecessary, honestly.
Right?
I,
There was
I
like
think
so
I
much,
know
oh my
why.
god, how dare
I
you
think I
ask
know
my
why they
like that?
I think I know why they did that, because in the book, like that final episode was basically just like one chapter in the book. So
Yeah.
I feel like they just really wanted there to be 6 episodes. So they just had to pad it out so that, as to get that runtime, which is like that's what I feel like it is. I don't.
I feel like they
So
could have
they're just
progressed more on the story instead of doing that.
Also,
yeah,
doesn't Ravi seem a
I-
bit stubborn in the show? I don't know.
yeah,
That's just how I feel. He was
yeah,
more outgoing in the books.
yeah.
Hmm.
I'm gonna get back to that, but can I just rant about like that the plot line with
Yeah, yeah,
him
sure.
leaving, because it's just like Pip, I'm leaving. Hmm, Marshmallow, I'm going back. All right, you see, Pip.
I feel
I
like no. When he saw the marshmallow, I feel like he sensed like a grave danger that would befall Pip, and
Grave
that's why
danger.
he came to the house.
yes, Sal from the
Wait,
afterlife.
what?
Use the force, Ravi. Use the force.
I thought when he saw the marshmallow, he was like, ah, Pip, she was a nice friend. That's what I thought that he thought.
It was more like, oh my god, I don't think I can live without. It was like a realization moment because he really wanted to leave town, but he couldn't because of the whole my brother kidnapped a girl and killed her. Okay, so like as soon as
Yeah.
the allegation,
Oh, oh.
yeah, as soon as the
Okay. No,
allegations were off, he finally felt free to be able to do what he wanted to do, and like he decided on it. But like as he was leaving, he saw a marshmallow, and that reminded him of the sentimental relationship both him and Pip held, and this just like plunged him into immense sorrow, and like he just missed her a lot, and then he had to go back because like he couldn't imagine living without her.
okay, yeah, the way you're saying it, I definitely get what they were doing with that scene. But again, what I said again, I don't think they were well written enough for me to give a shit. And that
I feel like they should have given more internal bubbles to the characters so we could get what was going on in their head.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's
like
true.
again, like I'll say this again, like the characters are just like not a strong suit of the book. So I think they just shouldn't have focused on that as much as they did.
They could have also given like external factors that convinced Ravi to come back. Like maybe like a letter written by Pip, and as Ravi was reading it, he just felt so lonely that he couldn't imagine living without her. Because like a marshmallow is something really ordinary, but like I get it. It really reminded
Yeah,
him of her.
yeah.
Maybe a few more
Mm.
external factors would have been a nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
I think
What
Sid
are
does
your
not.
thoughts? I haven't said shit yet. No, I get it. I get it. But it's like I still don't think it's well written enough for me to give a shit. That's again, I've said that like 3 times now, but
Yeah. What do I think about the Ravi thing? I think it was
no.
immature. I think it was completely
Immature.
stupid.
Wanting to leave
Who
home
would
and pursue
abandon
studies is
a
immature.
partner like that? Like, yo, you are solving a case and you've gone so far. Why would you abandon that
He
actually
thought he had
seems.
already solved it. He thought he had already solved it.
Yeah, but there's a new lead. You have to find out every single scenario. You
No,
cannot just
no one
leave
cares that
something.
much.
He should have.
What you're
Like he
saying right now
would.
is just it's not that deep, little bro.
They have gone they've come up with a new nickname for me and it's Lil Bro. Like I'm just being bullied.
Are you
It's so
Lil?
sad. Oh, I'm
Are you
not.
Lil?
No.
Come on, little
Prashant,
bro.
is he
It's
Lil?
okay.
Prashant, is he Lil?
No.
Is,
No.
He's
Prashant, is he
little
No
Lil?
bro,
and
Answer me.
no.
guys. He's little
No,
bro.
answer me. Is he Lil?
Is he
He's
Lil?
Lil, yeah.
Who?
Lil. Aarav.
Who? Yeah, he is.
Is he
No.
bro?
Yes.
Yes. To
Lil
a
Big
bro.
point, but
A, big
sometimes
A,
he
big A,
sometimes he's
big
more
A.
like a girly pop.
Oh,
More than half the
Slay.
time he
yeah.
is a girly pop. But I don't want to comment
Yeah.
on his masculinity. So like little bro.
Mm-hmm.
What
You know what
masculinity?
I, you get what I'm talking about. Like I don't want to like make him insecure and stuff like that. So little bro.
So considerate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, but Aarav, what were your cons for the show?
Cons that Ravi thing. I felt like
That's it.
we could have
Don't just
seen
echo
more
everyone else, Aarav.
interactions between them. Um, Otherwise, um, I feel like it was really good. It was just the music. It was just everything we have already discussed. That's really it.
Actually, I have
I
a
don't
lot
really
more
have
to
much.
discuss, Aru.
Can I
If you
bring up
open
an
your
can I bring up
eyes,
another con? Can I bring up another con?
Yeah, go
makeup.
on.
Okay.
Yeah, the dialogue, as you can tell from
Ah,
my
yes, yes.
headline, it was
True.
absolutely horrible. Like
The dialogues felt very
I
unreal.
yeah, unnatural too. Like I don't even think it's the acting because like I feel like the poor actors, except Ravi, not Ravi, tried their best with the thing, but like the writing for the dialogue, it was just like
Yeah.
Well, I also
oh,
want
Yeah.
to
and
It
talk
was it
another.
about
was very
like
forced.
Yeah, it looked
Mhm.
very forced and extremely scripted. Like, I mean, it
Yes.
is scripted, but
Yeah, it shouldn't feel scripted.
yeah.
Yeah. It shouldn't feel scripted.
I also want to
Right.
talk about Elliot. Okay. So like later in
Uh-huh.
the show, Elliot, you see all his actions, and I feel like they were so clumsy. Like honestly, did a
Hmm.
grade schooler think of doing this? Because like Elliot's actions were so clumsy and not well thought of. Was it intentional or like because his plan had so many it had so many loopholes.
Okay, but explain the loopholes.
Okay, so
Because
like
like I
first
feel
of
like this might
all,
just be like just like the books. So yeah.
I feel like first of all his plan was really weak. Okay, he didn't think of
Hmm.
it. It's like he was drunk and he just made it all up. Like
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't remember the actual stuff because I wrote this right after watching the show and it's been a while. But like I feel like if I wrote this out, it must have been really bothering me. Because I could make a better
Mm-hmm.
plan. If I want to kidnap someone and like shove her up in my attic.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't
is
believe
that what you have?
nobody checked the attic. Like, was it locked or something?
No,
Aarav,
it
Aarav,
was
he sold the house.
Oh,
it was
That
an
was the
oh,
plan.
abandoned house. No
my
one
bad.
lives there.
Oh,
Are
Pay
you
attention,
stupid?
that makes
man.
sense.
Pay attention.
Yeah, yeah, my bad.
Uh, yeah, but I feel like unless you get into the specifics, I feel like it was just like I think his plan was just
Not
like
to
the book
mention
again. It's
the way he was planning
that's a
on
book
to
problem.
trap Pip. Okay, so there's no way he could have not thought about the fact that people would have tracked her phone or she would have given her location to someone. He just like acted on impulse and like tried to trap her in the attic with the girl. And I think that was so careless because like how do you not think of the fact that someone might have her location, because then they'll
Okay,
track her back to this house and they'll find both the girl he kidnapped and Bill.
I can speak on this. Okay,
Yeah,
in the book, he did not try to trap her up there with the thing. He just immediately confessed about everything, and he just like let it happen, which was better, I think.
it was he, because
Mm-hmm.
this time his guilty conscience is taking a hold of him and he's like trying to
Mm-hmm.
like fess up and like get punishment, but like him mindlessly trapping Pip up there without any care of where who or not has their location, because he's trying really hard not to get caught, right? So like
Yeah.
this
Mm-hmm.
thing could have cost him. It did cost him. It cost him. He was captured by the police. He was taken into custody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure,
Sucks to
but
suck.
yeah,
Yeah.
sexton.
And then the
Okay.
gun.
Sucks to
He like
suck.
plant the gun in Ravi's hand. Did he like wear gloves and then shoot Ravi and then plant the gun in Ravi's hands?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like usually
Sal, you mean
police.
Sal, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, Sal. I'm so sorry. Yeah, because like usually if police would check for fingerprints on the gun, right? Even if it does look
I
like suicide.
Obviously, yes.
I
Exactly.
think I don't think there was a gun. I don't remember honestly, but I
It
don't
was a
think there
gun.
was a
He
gun. So
like
I think they just
it was
uh,
mentioned in the show. Ravi Sal shot
um
himself.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then honestly I don't know because like again that's just a book thing. So I'll
Because
have
like
to think into it.
according to the show, Sal took Ravi to sorry not Sal. Elliot took Sal to the woods, suffocated him with a pillow or something like that, and then shot him, and then made it look like a
No,
suicide attempt.
I don't think he shot him.
Could have.
No, I don't remember that happening in the book. Didn't he like suffocate him with like a carry bag and made him, eat a lot of sleeping pills?
Wait, did Elliot?
And then he
Shoot.
put Andy's blood in Sal's fingernails. That's what I remember.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah. He never shot Sal. I
Not
don't
it,
think he
it was
even
Sal.
owns a gun.
He
Okay, yeah, you were
drugged
right.
and
You were right.
suffocated Sal.
Yeah.
Wait, who killed Andy Bell? No, that's not what I want to know. What happened to Bell? What happened to Sal Singh? Okay. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Elliot drugged and suffocated Sal, then sent the confession from Sal's phone and made it. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
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 But how do you make it? How do you make it
But
look
they
like
didn't
someone
explain that in the
suffocated themselves?
How do you
show.
what?
It's like
I don't
they
know.
just like, how do you make it look like someone suffocated themselves?
Well, I mean, I think he just made it look like actually I don't know, honestly. Because like I don't have much insight into this part, so I think we should just move on. I don't know. Um
Okay.
maybe I
Do
don't
you
Yeah.
know.
guys have any
Yeah. Oh,
thoughts?
I have lots, I think. A lot. So one of the weakest parts of the show was the beginning because again, uh, there was the precious time of building up Pip and Ravi's, you know, dynamic, which like the whole because like in the book, the opening scene is literally just Pip showing up to Ravi's house
No, the opening the opening thing
No,
was
in the
in the
books.
book,
Andy walking
in the
with
books,
a
in the
wound
book,
on her.
In the
in the
books.
Okay,
books,
okay, my
which
bad.
was much better. Like
Yeah,
I
it
feel
was
like
way better.
Andy walking, like that's a fine addition, but then after that you spend like 40 minutes just building up to the final thing, and then she goes to the house, and it's like with the books, like you're thrown right into the action and you're thrown right into everything, and that works much better. So
No,
that's
I feel
and
like
like
I really
that
like the way the book build up to it. No, not the book, sorry, the show, because like it opens up with a shot of Andy walking, and like that really builds a sense of suspense, and it just makes you wonder what happened to her with her to end up with that an injury on her head, who hit her, who smacked her with a bat, and then it goes on into what's her name again? Pip
see the
just
Andy
living.
stuff was fine, but like everything after that was just like I didn't like that because it kind of felt out of character for Pip in a way, and I don't know.
The
It
way
was
Pip
building up
interacted with
Pip's.
Ravi in the first part.
Yeah. And then
It
it's
was more
yeah
like,
that
oh
too.
yeah, continue.
And also like right after that it's like she's sitting at Andy Bell's like painting the mural place, and she just calls Kara, she's just like, I'm gonna solve the case, and it's like ugh, it's like I don't know, I just feel like the book did that part better. Like for this one I have less concrete criticisms, except like the book did it better, but like I still think it's better because again they're trying to make it more slow paced in a way
Maybe
when
if
like
I read it,
the
I
book.
understand. But I like how
Mhm.
it builds up to like Pip's normal life and what made her want to pursue the case. Like
True.
what was
Oh,
the exact reason? Even though it wasn't like a really heroic reason, she just wanted to solve the case and like you know. But like I feel like the build up was nice in the first episode.
okay, what you mentioned, like the reason that you wanted to solve it, that's another thing about the show. That's
Like,
a
so
change that
like
was
I
just kind
feel
of
like in the starting it's sure that she wants to find the truth and she knows, and like in her heart she believes that Sal could have never done that because he was such a nice guy to her, and that was her starting resolve as she began to like think about the case.
that
Okay.
that was her reasoning in the book, and like but in the show they added a whole thing with like, oh, it might have been my fault, and I don't want it to be my fault, so I'm just going to
And like
prove that
yeah,
it wasn't my fault.
yeah, like it was a guilty conscience because like if I hadn't told Sal that day where Andy was going, maybe it could have been. She just wanted to prove her innocence to her own guilty conscience,
Yeah, which
and she
honestly was
also
a fine
wanted.
enough motivation. I don't have like much of a, okay, sorry, keep going, sorry.
No, no, it's okay. That's all I had to say.
Okay, yeah. I feel like that was fine. That was like a fine addition. It's like I don't like it. I don't dislike it. It's like it's fine. Cool. Yeah. Out
No,
of
I would
Interesting.
solve a
opinions.
movie for that. Like as long as I didn't like add to it.
Yeah.
Opinions
You know.
on?
Everything. You guys are barely speaking.
No, sorry. The doorbell keeps ringing. Well,
You're that
what?
popular, Aarav?
Huh?
You're that popular.
Yeah, you know me. In my apartment,
Everybody
I'm crazy.
with the kids, crazy with the kids, bro.
That's not true.
What are you talking about, like fifth
Out
grader?
of all the friends I've met of yours are like fourth graders.
Fifth
Yes,
graders.
there
Not
are
even
I met like
elder ones which have
I met
just
like three of them in sports day. I wonder how many they are.
coincidences, okay? Like you didn't meet the
I
elder
walked into his
ones.
bus, okay? He sits with the kids.
There's nobody old.
There were a bunch of old people in the
Including
back.
you.
You chose to sit with the fifth and the
I
fourth
choose
graders.
to educate the youth.
I don't
Oh
blame
my
him.
You
Old
mean the
people are
youth
mean.
educate you?
Educate the youth. I don't need
Maybe youth
education. I
educate.
am the best.
Out of what
Oh
you
yeah.
have to educate them about? What do you bring to the
Like
table?
just life, guide them in the right direction.
right
How to
direction.
handle being bullied.
Guys, if you have a crush on a girl, don't tell her for 10 years, please.
Guys, also if you get bullied, this is how you deal with it. You smile and you agree.
That's not well true. No, that's true. I agree with
If
that
you get
statement.
called gay, you don't beat the gay allegations, you go with them.
Or
I'm
How
the
gonna
do I
get out
ultimate
of
beat the
work
guide
gay
hard.
to weird someone
allegations?
out in 5 seconds by Aarav.
There's no way
Okay,
to
guys,
beat the gay allegations.
continue.
It's just a canon event in every guy's life.
Okay, Aru, what are your thoughts on
No.
what are your thoughts on Pip's motives to start solving the case?
Hmm.
I think they're incredibly based, but
Okay, wait,
with
I'll be
this
back.
along with the story, um, I think it's pretty. I think it's good. I wouldn't say it's amazing. I would say it's like, oh, she found a murder case and she just took it up like just like that. It's, it's an okay motive. It's not the greatest motive out there. She
Yeah.
did she know Ravi before this?
No.
No. Yeah, so I don't
She
see
met. She
why.
might have met him like once or twice, but like she didn't know him. Like know
In
him.
the book, she never met Sal or Ravi, right?
She met
Like
Sal.
before.
She
Yeah,
met
she met
Sal.
Sal
Why
and
do I
yeah,
not
she met
remember
Sal
that? I don't.
and
I don't
Ravi.
think she met Sal like ever.
No, she met Sal. I'm pretty sure.
Like when she was
Really?
young, right? So
Yeah, when
No,
she
she
in the
was
met
young.
him.
books.
Yeah, in the
Oh,
books.
Well, let me search it.
I'm pretty sure because like she knew him like at least a couple times, and she was like,
yeah.
"Oh, he was so nice. Like, how could he have done it?"
See,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
she
yeah.
does not mean Sal Singh. I was right in the books.
I'm really.
Yeah. See,
I
I
feel
don't
like I
remember
remember
her
some
because
whatever.
in the show, she's like, "Oh, I want to solve this because I think Sal's innocent. He was such a nice person. He was really kind to me." She never
Yeah, she
said
said
that
that
in
in
the
the
book.
books too. No, she
She did
did. I'm
not.
pretty sure.
She did not. I
No,
don't remember her saying Sal was
no.
kind.
I'm pretty sure Pip
No.
motivation to solve. Like, I'm pretty sure that was her motivation in the books too.
Her motivation
No,
in the
not
books
that.
was that she believes that Sal is innocent. Nothing more than that.
Because he
Okay,
was
guys, I'm back.
nice.
You guys
Good
want to
Girls
move
Guide
on
to
to the
Murder
next one?
book. One,
I don't know if this is really a
1 second.
but the foreshadowing of Siddharth.
And
Yeah, I still know nothing about that.
What's
don't
the
say his
dark?
name.
Okay, okay. I won't. I'm not going that far. Only the first.
Just
Just forget it.
Just forget it. I'm
Forget it.
sorry.
Just forget it.
Bye
what?
bye.
Just forget
I'm
it.
gonna
Nothing.
Google it,
Nothing.
guys.
Why? Why would you spoil
Why
yourself?
would you do
It's like
that?
the show is
Yeah.
not gonna come
No,
out for
please
like the
don't.
next 2 years.
Well, just read the books then. Why would you spoil it for
Yeah,
yourself?
but like I have like a million books to read.
Well, just
I'm
finish
actually
this one and
reading
read it
this book right now,
continue. What's that? Freakonomics? Out of
Economics.
you need that.
What?
No, Aru wouldn't
Mm-mm.
understand the book.
Yeah. No. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Next topic.
See,
Next topic,
see, see,
please.
see, smile and
Next
agree. Okay,
topic.
next topic. What about
Okay.
Becca? She's too afraid of
Whatever.
it. Okay, this one we've already talked about, right? Becca.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
Annie's
Yeah. Keep
actions
going.
affected her severely, and she only found out later that her older sister was the cause. Okay, and then this one.
Again, the
Okay,
books handle that much better.
this one I really was confused about. Okay, the reaction Pip had to Sal raging. Okay, it was so unneeded. Like it made no sense. Okay, considering how Pip's character was built up in the show so far, I feel like her reaction to Sal's video of him raging in the police room was completely unnecessary.
I agree because
I
if you're being accused of something you didn't do, why wouldn't you get mad?
And
Yeah.
I think at one
no
point
like
someone mentioned, I think at one point Ravi also mentioned, why are you being so racist? And that's another thing.
Yeah.
These dialogues were so unnecessary.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like like imagine someone throws a chair and I see a video of that and I'm like, oh my god, that guy's insane. And someone else says, oh my god, you're being racist to that Mexican guy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, continue. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Okay, it feels like in every second episode, she was just like, oh, maybe Saul actually wasn't innocent. Maybe I should just stop. Oh, no. It's
Yeah,
She was
because
so
she was
uncommitted
never
at
like that
times.
in the books.
Yeah.
Wait, can I give the spoiler again? You know, in the books, there's the scene. Wait, in the show, the scene where she believes that Sal is not innocent, and she has like an argument with Ravi, and she stops the case, right?
That kind of happened in the show too, actually.
No,
That's
I'm
when
talking.
Ravi
This
called
no,
her
this happened in
racist.
the show, but like in the
Yeah.
books, it was the same thing, but like a bit more dramatic. It's like she gets a mail from an unknown person, who kind of
was like,
threatens her. So after the dog incident, they tell her to like go to a really isolated place and just smash her laptop and delete all the evidence she has collected till now. So she does that and then she stops. That's how it happened in the books.
and then Saul
Interesting.
realizes, oh, wait, that's really out of character for Pip, and then realizes something's wrong,
Ravi,
which
yeah.
was, Ravi.
That's way
Which,
better. Holy shit.
Wait, that
yeah.
actually
Yeah,
makes
and
more
then
sense.
there's this dramatic. I don't know. It felt dramatic to me. So like there was this thing where Ravi's like, we can just redo the investigation, but then she's like, oh, I always email all the evidences to myself. So yeah, they restart the investigation.
Hmm.
That
Huh.
was much better in the books though than in the
No,
shows.
like in the show, they just
See, I think,
argued. Ravi called her racist, and they like stopped
Yeah, yeah.
talking.
Ravi never really talked about these things in the books.
So
I
like
just feel
that's
like
the
I just feel
okay.
like Ravi is a total different person in the show.
Yeah.
which is also
Oh,
added to
then
by the acting, which was horrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep being a hater because I can.
then the next
I
con I
mean,
wrote down
see,
is continue.
Ravi is supposed to be really funny in the books.
He was
I
not
don't
Yeah.
funny.
see
He
that in the
barely
show.
spoke, honestly.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
there for like 50 minutes in the whole series.
Yeah.
And oh wait, this part, you know the part in the where they find the drug dealer. What's his name? Howie.
Howie
Yeah.
Long.
Yeah. In the books, it was much better. Like at night, so Ravi and Pip they drove to Howie. Oh my god, his house, and then like confronted him,
Hmm.
and like yeah, that's what happened.
See,
Yeah.
like even that one episode, like at the rave party where she was almost like hard,
Right.
and I feel like if
Yeah.
she had told Ravi what happened, okay, it could
Hmm.
have deepened their bond so much, but she chose to keep it to herself, and this just like
Yeah,
kept a wall between her and Ravi, and it doesn't make sense how they suddenly got together.
Yeah. And that kind of that what you just said kind of brings me to something which is like they added that scene for nothing because like they could have done something interesting with it, like what you
yeah,
just
yeah.
suggested,
It was just
but
there to show
it did
how
nothing.
traumatic Pip's investigation is, I
I
guess.
guess, but like, I guess, but like, also, what you also said brings me to another thing, which, sorry, but they did such a better job of building up Pip and Ravi before they got together in the book. Like, honestly, like, Prisha, out of you didn't watch you only watched the show.
Yeah.
How did you feel when that happened?
When Pip and Ravi got together,
Yeah.
it was so random. It was just like one day they
It.
woke up and agreed, like, okay, yeah, I'm in love. I'm in
Yeah.
love. They're in love with each other, and they kissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there was
See.
no build up to their chemistry. Okay, Pip never told Ravi anything. Ravi never had anything to tell Pip, honestly, because like his life was never disclosed, and like
Yeah, but in
Yes.
the
Ravi
book,
never
Yes.
Ravi never
See.
told his true feelings to Pip, and Pip always kept a wall between him and her. It
Yeah.
was just like it was like platonic friends who got together to solve the mystery, and they like
Yeah.
They just kissed out of random. Like I shipped them in the first episode because like I that's just how I am. Like there was actually no chemistry in between them.
I definitely saw some signs here and there, like
No, that
the
was just because they
smiling.
were
It's
half
very
asleep.
like minor though. It's incredibly minor.
No, 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 no. It was not minor. They were just basically
No,
doing a
skip.
standing contest for half a
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
They were
yeah.
just like,
They were doing that stuff, but it's not
yeah,
like anything crazy. Like
yeah,
it's yeah. They never really had except the marshmallow thing. I guess
I guess.
that's
Even the
that's
marshmallow things, it wasn't
not.
that.
Yeah, it wasn't that much.
In my
I guess.
opinion, if they added the confronting Howie in his house scene, it would have like made people like Ravi more. Because like in
Yeah,
that scene,
no,
I think
Yeah.
Ravi kind of just almost punches him. I think I don't
yeah,
Yeah.
remember.
because like in the book, they basically did like most of the stuff together,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Pip and Ravi. But then
They
in
could
this,
have
they did
added
like
more
they,
depth to Ravi's character in the show.
yeah, and in this, they just like sat in a car together sometimes, and they broke into Andy's house, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it felt much less natural. So
Hmm.
Not gonna
that's
lie. Okay, never mind.
mhm. No, no, say it.
Oh no, it was just like a reference to another show. I was gonna say,
Uh-huh.
even Rand and
Okay,
Matt from Wheel of Time had more chemistry than Pip and Ravi.
the
Also, how
entire
did the
show
end
fandom
again?
for some reason, uh, like the final scene, or
Yeah, what was the final scene? Wasn't it
They
Pip's
kiss, and
mom
then the
reviewing?
camera zooms
Oh
out
wait,
onto the
oh
tree of
that
black
scene.
ribbons.
Because
uh,
like in the books, there was no kissing. It was Pip
there
presenting her
was,
EPQ with Ravi.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then they
that
kissed
was
again.
good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thing.
my next con is that why was Pip so? Oh, we've already talked about this.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god. This one I was also really confused about it. The way Pip's interactions play out with other characters, okay, it makes her seem very rude and obnoxious. And like you wouldn't expect that when you first get introduced to Pip, because at first Pip seems like a really well composed and like polite person. So like when she goes to interview
Mm-hmm.
people and she just like starts being so direct and rude and obnoxious, it just doesn't play out properly with her, you know.
Yeah.
Not to mention she was interviewing people. Okay, why was she so inconsiderate and insensitive,
No, no, that
especially
made
to
sense. Interviewing makes perfect sense. That made perfect sense to me.
really? But I feel like she
Yeah.
was so insensitive to like Nat, especially.
Yeah.
But maybe
Uh,
that was an important
nah.
plot point.
Yeah. I think that was dope. That was dope to see. I like that. What do you guys
But
think?
I see when she's rude and obnoxious, she's not gonna get the answers she wants. Okay,
Oh yeah,
interviewing
yes.
is all about getting what you want to know, like
Yeah.
hearing what you
Yeah.
want to know. And if
Yeah.
she's being rude like this, I don't see how she expects to achieve her goal of obtaining information, because this is just going to get her, the person she's interviewing, really agitated and refuse to like talk to her. It's like me telling my sister rudely to go get me some water, then she says no, and then I said nicely, can I please get some water, and she gets me the water.
Yeah, nice example there. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. She was a bit too direct. Yeah, I agree. What do you guys think?
I have no
Go.
thoughts because, like, yeah, I agree. There we could.
Yeah,
That's
same. No
all.
thoughts,
You,
honestly.
Nice.
no,
Okay.
no
I
thoughts.
never really thought
Just
about that.
flew.
So
Yeah.
No, because like I was so agitated. Like if you want to know something, you gotta be nice about it, or you're never gonna find out.
I just
Yeah.
assume that like Pip just really wants to know the answer, and she has no time to like, you know.
More like
She had time.
I think she was trying the intimidation tactic, but like when it's a person like Pip, nothing Pip can
Uh-huh.
say will intimidate you. Okay, Pip is just like a young girl, barely like 5'4". How tall is Pip?
Mm-hmm.
How tall
Taller
is
than
Pip?
Aarav.
Yeah,
Okay,
obviously.
okay.
Basically, she's like a really harmless looking girl. So when she tries to intimidate you, you're not gonna feel anything. That's why she should have gone out with the sucking up tactic. She should have been like really apologetic, empathetic, and asked her questions in a way that made people want to open up to her.
Aarav, would you please demonstrate?
What?
Intimidation
Uh,
only works when you're a 6 feet tall man with scars on your face.
I don't know
I mean, what
about
if
the
it was
Pip
a
in
6 foot tall woman with scars on
books,
her face?
but Pip
Yes.
in the show is 5'3". She's the same height
Yeah,
as
So,
so
me.
barely 5'4". Any
Yeah,
thoughts
and
on
what
she's
this,
else?
taller
or should I
than Aarav.
move
She's
on?
taller
No,
than
no.
Aarav.
Again, yeah.
mm-hmm.
Let's move on.
Okay.
That's not a very high bar part, huh?
Was it really Andy who leaked Nat's pictures? Was there a reason mentioned? Okay, why did Andy leak Nat's pictures? Was she jealous? Was she aiming for something? Was it because she
Jealous.
liked her? Okay, jealous
Uh,
of what exactly?
She was
Because
getting kind of popular in the books, I'm pretty sure. So Annie was like, "Huh, now I'm the
no, no, no,
popular one," and
no.
like Nat kind of looked like, oh,
but like Andy
never mind.
was definitely the most popular girl in school. I think it was also
Yeah,
reference that Nat and the other girl couldn't possibly compare to how popular Andy was. So
yeah.
like
But in the
I
book,
don't
I'm pretty
see
sure.
a reason for just like maybe it was just like ill will. I don't want you to get any attention. I want it all on me.
But yeah. Uh,
And also, why was it mentioned in the show if it didn't play any importance? Why
uh,
did
I I feel maybe they're gonna reveal it in like season 3 or something as like a big reveal, which is stupid. I
that's kind
think.
of stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, yeah, okay. This one also. So like I wrote here, I feel like they could have dropped many scenes to make room for a more detailed story on how Pip got her clues. Maybe like the few couple of scenes about Victor cheating on her mom. Okay, so like the way Victor was cheated, the way it was mentioned, Victor cheating on her mom. I feel like they could have cut it out completely to make more space for how Pip got the clues. Okay, because it just feels like she got lucky. She just like
Mm-hmm.
uh, thought of something and then she played it out and it worked out. Because that's not how life works.
That was not in the book
Yeah, that
whatsoever,
was totally not in the book at all.
and
No,
Like
it
the
okay.
whole
was so
drama, it
stupid,
was not there.
so stupid.
So like
I
the only
that
Like even her
continue,
drama
continue.
with her mom, it
with
was
Ravi.
not in the book.
That episode
No,
was
with her
just
mom, with
rife
her mom.
with so much bullshit with her mom, with her dad, with Ravi,
Yeah, yeah,
with Tara, with everyone. It's just like, okay, we get it, but we're not here for the drama. We're here for the cool murder stuff. Please get back to the plot.
like
And
I
like
mean in the
the
shows her mom, she's like against Pip's EPQ, but like, and she
Mm-hmm.
keeps talking Pip out of it, convincing her to
Mm-hmm.
do the other topic, feminism or something. But in the book
it
she
was
doesn't really
gothic
care about it.
fiction. It was
She was like really chill.
gothic feminism.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe too chill.
But in the books, like she didn't really care. She was like, it's fine, just do whatever you want. She was really
Oh,
chill.
you're solving a murder case? Okay, cool. Bye. Yeah. In the books, like her
No,
parents
I mean
played
that's exactly how she was.
mm,
Okay, so like I feel like I can like find reasons for why they added this, but at the same time it feels very unnecessary because this side thing about Victor cheating on her mom. Okay, so like I feel like after she found it out, she confronted her dad, and then it just the conversation Pip and her stepdad had, it just like really put Pip's way of thinking into place. Like you can't always trust just what you find. You have to listen to the experiences of the people too, because there's always something you miss out. I think this is what encouraged her to continue about Sal. So like that's also there. But at the same time it also feels unnecessary. So like I have mixed thoughts on this whole thing. It builds her character and she like gains she gains like um insight on certain things, but like I don't know. It's like really confusing,
Yeah.
you know? You get
Out
what I'm
of
saying?
thoughts.
Yes,
He's
Aarav.
not talking. What?
I'm sorry. I just yeah. Well, um,
Are we too good for you to compete with out of?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, at least he's honest. Okay, keep going.
Is this too complicated for you, Aarav? You know, the whole what it adds and what it doesn't add.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I don't overanalyze that much. I just
It's not
enjoy the
over
show.
analyzing. It's just analyzing.
It's not even over analyzing because like honestly
It's
it
just
does add
analyzing.
to her character. But like was it really necessary? Could they not have
No.
added it in a simpler way? Like maybe they couldn't have because this really it's like practice, you know, like
Yeah.
mostly all of the stuff has been in theory, so like when she does it practical she understands it more, but like I don't know, you know, I don't know. I'm very indecisive.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
dislike. I see Prisha's point, but I still dislike because I think it's unnecessary. Also, that was not part of her arc really that
what?
much in the book. What you
Not right
mentioned.
now.
Yeah.
But like we
What
totally
you
missed
mentioned.
out the first point of this question. Okay, um
Okay.
how did why is Pip's investigation so not all over the place? Because like it seems really direct. Like she woke up one day, she decided to do it, it worked out, she got what she wanted. You
I
know, she
can't
could really
answer that.
convince me to like solve a murder because it looks so easy for her.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's just like the nature of this kind of this subgenre. Maybe. I mean, this genre.
But like I
Maybe.
heard someone, I did hear in that in the books it wasn't that easy for her to solve it because she did go around a lot compared to the show. But like the show didn't show any of it.
The show didn't show
This.
any of. But yeah.
Yeah, I was about to
Was it that
mention.
direct in the books too? Like she just woke up one day, she went somewhere and she got it. There was no trial
Eh,
or anything like that.
stuck in the middle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
But
next
thoughts?
Oh, right, Partha exists.
We can go for like 10, 15 more minutes maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
But I don't really wait. Okay. I'm sorry, Prisha. I wasn't really listening. It was too long, and I zoned out.
Parthavi, I spoke so much. I gave my
I
input,
know,
my
I know.
thoughts,
I
my
listened to the first half.
life.
I swear. It was a bit too long. I accidentally zoned out.
Okay.
Give me a summary. What did you say? Was it about the?
It was
Uh,
about the Victor cheating scene and how it added to Pip's
yeah, that
character,
was
but at the
really
same time, it
unnecessary. I
seemed
think
so
I've told this before.
unnecessary.
Wasn't in
Yeah,
the
but
book. Was not.
you would say it's unnecessary because you didn't hear what I said about it.
Uh, I'm sorry.
Say it again. Just say it again.
Again, I spoke so
Yes.
much. Okay, whatever.
Summarize
Okay,
it. Can't you
I'll
at
give
least?
you a
Just
brief summary, okay?
condense.
So like after the whole after Pip confronted her dad, they had a conversation, and in the conversation, the dad was like, "You can't trust everything you can uncover on your own. You have to like hear people's experiences about it too, and that's how you will understand what actually happened." And this like convinced Pip to like continue pursuing the Sal and Andy case. So like I feel like it really added to her whole thing, but like at the same time it wasted so much screen time that could have gone into Pip
Yeah.
preparing for the case and how she goes along it. So like yeah.
See, I don't
Okay, I
really
think.
have any particular thoughts about this because, like in the books, not only was the Victor thing not there, but in the book she never doubted Sal, right? So she never really gave up on the case. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, because like that, it felt like that whole thing was just so contrived that they had to basically write themselves out of the situation that they
Yeah.
made, which like was already so unnecessary. So basically, when they basically had to just shove all, they just had to throw a bunch of bullshit at the wall and hope that something stuck. So that's yeah,
Yeah, because like, see,
yeah,
maybe if in the show she uh didn't doubt Sal, then the Victor thing wouldn't have been there, right?
yeah. It might have still been there, but like it was still stupid anyways. I don't know. So should we move on from that? Like, what else, Prisha?
Okay.
Hi, shut up.
There's also I wanted to talk about Howie. So how
Hmm.
exactly did Howie become a suspect? All he did was sell drugs to her. What made them assume that he killed Andy?
I mean, that was just like they were
Things
trying
like
to
in the
figure
books
out.
which
Like,
actually didn't
It was
remember.
just like putting bullshit together. Because see, if you think about it, a drug dealer killing people he gives drugs to sell is not very out there. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense how Howie just like became a suspect in Pip's books.
I don't remember her motivations for
Interesting.
this in the book.
It actually explained
I
in the
mean,
books. I just don't remember. It's a really long time ago.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it's just more knowledge, you know?
Oh
I
I
know
God, it's
think
been
guys
like
call
only
2 years.
yourselves
before
students.
Pip
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
spotted,
Yeah.
she was like in the car
It's been
parking
two
once
years.
at night, and she spotted. I think it was it Max. I think it was Max talking to some hooded guy, and then she got to know that hooded guy was Harvey.
Howie.
And before Harvey was the suspect, I think Max was in the person of interest list. So I
Yeah.
think she just thought like, oh, the person talking to Max who gives Max the drugs could also be a person of interest. I don't remember
Mm.
honestly.
Hmm.
I don't know. It just seemed really out of place for me. Just like randomly considering Howie is suspect because Andy sold drugs for him.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
in the show it was really out of context, but it was explained in the books.
I see.
Okay.
The
What she
last two
said.
points I have is about Pip and Ravi's chemistry, which we already talked about, and
Which was
how
horrible, yes.
everything Pip guessed came true. Pure luck. So, like, I think that's all the cons I have.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
mean she guessed?
Didn't you see how everything she went to do gave her exactly what she needed? Like,
Did she have any false leads?
no, she didn't.
Yo,
Everything gave
Um,
her.
that's a big con. That's a big con.
in the book she had a lot more.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
better. But yeah, in the case of the show, that is a big con. That's
Yeah, I think in the books she thought that the main suspect was Max and Daniel.
Sometimes I feel stupid for discussing stories that are meant for pure entertainment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Maybe we
Like
should
like
you
move
it's
just
on
say
to
this after we talk 1.5 hours about it.
maybe we should move on to like
yeah,
actual crime cases.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. I have
yeah.
like a hell lot of crime cases. I was just listening to this documentary yesterday.
Yeah, but like I mean, you know what? It's still like it should at least be like well written, even if it's meant for pure entertainment. If
Yeah.
it's just supposed to entertain me, I shouldn't be like, oh God, that was horribly written every 5 seconds. So it's that's all
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying.
imagine just wasting like an hour or two just talking about something that's just a story.
Wait, so like
That's the whole
actually,
point of this channel. Don't badmouth it. God.
okay, no, but like, can we actually discuss an actual crime case
Not
sometime?
now. No,
Not now, but like one day.
on the channel,
I don't know.
like outside the
That would
channel,
be fun.
fine. On the channel, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
It doesn't really align with the channel's aspirations. We can't really be nerds, bookworms if we're like talking about actual crime.
Oh.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that is really cool. But okay, let's talk about the stabbing of 1984. No.
Yeah, wow. No, go. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, okay. What, Trisha? What else is on your con list? Because there's a lot. You got a lot of cons.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
that's it. We've already discussed the
okay,
last two, about Pip and Ravi's chemistry and like how
yeah.
everything Pip guessed was like came right or whatever came true.
Uh, oh, Stanley wasn't in this. You
Stanley?
don't know
Stanley?
Stanley. Stanley. You
I
know.
don't remember. Remind me.
You guys might want to plug your ears and go la 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 la. I can't hear you.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I remember the news
Stanley.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, yes. I just realized he wasn't there. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys can unmute now. Unmute. Send it in the chat.
Give
Because
them a
like
thumbs up.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically,
Okay.
like so it's like it felt like they spent so much time just like it feels like the whole point of the show is just like they're really excited to adapt book three but couldn't give less of a shit about book one or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like, okay, so this book one, Andy Bell was killed. Okay, so this thing from book three, can you not wait to get to book three? I love book three. So that's and like
Yeah.
book two plays a pretty big part in like Pip's character development. So I don't
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
they're gonna do if they don't do that properly. Because if book two
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work, book three does not work. So that's what I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what are out of
I was just
what
here for the ahas and the mm-hmm.
yeah, he's literally he
The,
took
the
Ali's place.
facts
Excellent.
cannot be unfacted.
It's fine, Aarav. We will talk about the wishing chair one day.
Maybe one day we can talk about Rent a Girlfriend. Okay.
One day.
Uh,
This
We
is
can
not an
talk.
One
anime
day.
I'll actually watch
podcast.
the
we
anime.
spoke we
There's an
spoke
anime,
about
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean
I'm
we
down
spoke
to
about it on
watch Rent a
27 point.
Girlfriend.
We
Oh
spoke
yeah,
about it
we
on
did.
27.5. Remember
Yeah.
I'm
So
down to watch
actually, I
Rent a
might read the manga.
why?
Which?
Is it good?
It's
No.
romance.
What do you think?
What? Rent a girlfriend? Hell no! Don't do that.
Why?
Okay.
No, 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 no,
Wait,
no, 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 no.
He
Why?
doesn't want you. He doesn't want you guys to know his
I
kinks.
thought you
It's
liked it,
obvious.
Aarav.
I
I
would
did,
definitely
but I
recommend
only like
stuff
it
I like.
later
Why is it?
on. I like it later on.
Wait, so like the manga isn't good.
Can we talk
See,
about Good
it's like
Girls
one
Guide?
of those shows
Yeah,
where
I
you
I don't
like
think
it,
it's
but you
supposed to be
wouldn't want to
into the
recommend it.
anime topic, guys.
Can we talk about Good Girls?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, guys.
What thoughts do you have on Good Girls Guide? We start talking about Rent a Girlfriend, you're immediately a chatterbox, but Good Girls Guide,
Ha
we have
ha
to talk
ha.
about you won't say anything.
Aarav takeover.
Honestly, I get Aarav because like there's a bunch of stuff I like too, but like I wouldn't recommend it to you guys.
Yeah.
Wheel of Time.
I would recommend Wheel of Time.
The books.
Oh,
There's a
I
I
haven't
don't
show.
know
read it.
anything about the show. Yeah, you don't. But I love it. But okay, out of keep. What are your thoughts on the damn show?
I
Give
have
us
already
anything.
stated it. It's a good show. It's a good quality show. I feel like
No, but wrong.
what?
But
Podcast.
try again. Try
Yeah.
again. I'm kidding. But like, say something else. Like, talk
Yeah,
about
I
like
have
stuff.
nothing. I have nothing.
Risha, why do you move to? I have a desk too.
Whoa, two
My
desks?
desk is a prettier color.
My
Racism.
desk's
Uh,
prettier though.
nah.
It's white. Nothing beats white.
Whose desk is white? White desks are
Yeah.
no good. Okay, there's like marks all over
So
the desk,
boring.
like
Yeah,
pencil.
that's the point. You can clean them. You can clearly see them, and you can keep them neat and clean.
Exactly.
What?
Shut up,
No,
Aarav.
white desks are so mid. Like
They're
Yeah.
not
brown is OG. Okay, brown is
Boring.
OG.
emo
Oh, brown
brown.
is cool. Oh,
Okay.
Partha, if you really want to read a manga, which I think you would
I
like,
don't think
it's
Siddharth's gonna like you
Snafu.
talking
It's
about
a my
anime.
teen romantic
Aarav,
comedy. It's
stop.
a really good one.
Aarav.
Okay,
If
that
if you're recommending romantic animes, I haven't watched much, but
Everyone,
like
shut
I'm
up.
gonna be
Can we talk about like what we're here to talk about, please?
I've already given all my cons. You guys can discuss
Yeah,
yours
but
now.
Autumn, say something
Dude,
about
I'm
Good
done
Girls
with
Guide.
my
I have
show.
said everything. I don't know.
Provide a
Aarav
con,
doesn't
Autumn.
think about the show that much. He just like goes into it. He enjoys it in the moment. He questions it a little bit, and then he forgets about it. Okay, and I
Exactly.
respect that. I respect that.
Yeah.
If it
I
wasn't Aarav.
don't.
The difference in Arav's voice when he talks about the show and the anime, like he sounds so excited about the anime.
So, okay, so Good Girls Guide to Murder. It's a good show. It's good quality. I
It's
mean,
okay,
lot of
Aarav.
factors.
I'll invite you to an anime only stream one day.
Mm-hmm.
I'll,
Invite me too.
all I will talk about is One Piece because that's all I watch, and One Punch Man, I guess, and Sonic
I
X.
love One
You've
Punch
watched
Man, but
One
like
Piece?
the
I thought
anime
you
did not do it justice. I hated the anime.
I didn't watch the no, that I like the first season. I do not like
No, no,
season
no. The
two at
first
all.
season and the second, it was just animated so badly. Like,
Uh,
how do you take like an Oscar-worthy manga with like phenomenal art and you?
so yeah,
Oh,
in the end, Prisha, how forgettable would you say the show was?
oh, I don't remember any of the shows I watched, like barely. So like,
Oh,
the only
Interesting.
yeah.
reason I remembered all these points is because I wrote them down. But like, yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
feel like this show in the end is just gonna be like plastered on the walls of mediocrity forever. Like I cannot see this getting that much better
Like,
because like they've
see,
already messed so much up with season one.
we bashed on it so much, we talked
Previously.
shit about it, but I'm gonna watch it anyways. And like that's what matters to the producers anyways. Like
I
as
don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
that's
watch it just so that I can make a video about it dogging on season two. Honestly.
I'm gonna watch like season
Mm-hmm.
two when it comes out.
Mhm.
Even though I shit talked it so much, I'm gonna watch it anyway. So like
Yeah.
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 I think it was good. I don't think I would ever revisit it. I would never
Mm.
it
revisit it.
wasn't rewatch worthy, but it was a good show.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
how forgettable it is.
just like final opinions on the show.
Final opinions? Well, if you don't read the books, you watch the show, then you'll really like it. But if you read the books and you watch the show, obviously you're gonna like criticize it a lot. But overall, it's a really good show. Yeah. And I don't
I'm gonna
remember
make a bold
anything
statement
except the
here.
last episodes because I binge watch most of it. So it's all clumped in my
I'm
mind.
I'm gonna make a bold statement here. I don't think I'd like it even if I didn't read the books. I'm
Really?
just gonna say that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it is
just
a bit slow paced.
I
no,
feel like
that's
I
not why.
picked up on
It's
a
just
lot of
like
points. To continue.
that's not why. Uh, it's just like I don't think it's well written. I'm gonna say something. This is gonna be controversial. I think the Percy Jackson movie is better
Oh my god, what?
Percy
because like
Jackson
at least
movie is better. Yo.
yeah.
Yo, that's
I
insane.
because I can watch the Percy Jackson movie. Like I can sit through it and I can like it's a fine movie. But this, like honestly,
See, I
I
can't really
mean,
say anything because I have not watched the
Y-
Percy Jackson movies.
Same.
I've just seen like clips of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because
like,
like the Percy Jackson movies, if you haven't read the books, I do think I could like somewhat enjoy it. This I don't think I'd have enjoyed either way because it's like I don't think it's even
do you
well
think you would
written
have
in the
enjoyed the
slightest.
show if the dialogues were written better?
Maybe, but like
Isn't that
still,
the
there were
case
so
with
many
every
there
series?
were so many problems with it outside, even outside of the dialogue that I still don't think I would have.
Uh,
Hmm.
yeah.
So
Interesting.
I.
But I mean, I don't blame you because like I wasn't really going to watch the show either. But then I was just watching it with you guys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't
is
think the
that it
show
or
was
anyone want to say anything?
like
Yeah.
I feel like I wasn't like the average viewer. I definitely noticed a lot of things that most people would have just like skipped past. So there's that. But I don't think it was a bad show. Whatever
See,
Yeah,
we
I
again,
are
don't think
like,
it
your
was a bad
problem.
show at all.
a lot of shows
I
It
think it
can be
was
wasn't
a
a
bad.
bad
horrible.
show. It's just what?
What?
I think it was a bad show. I think it was a bad show. I'm not. I'm gonna keep on that one.
No, I feel like maybe if the dialogues would have been better and Pip had better chemistry with Ravi, it would have been amazing.
Just like 2/3 of the whole show. What you're saying is like, so if they fixed the show, then maybe it would have been good. That's sorry.
I think the only major thing I noticed was Ravi and the dialogues. So like,
Yeah, I noticed a lot of other stuff, but that might have been because I'm a nitpicker. But like, I still don't. I don't think I didn't like it. Whatever. Anything else we want to add before we leave?
No.
nope, I'm done.
Adi, Aarav,
Call me
Adi, I
Adi.
am so
Wow, what
sorry.
a compliment. Like I'm getting like so many compliments today. Either way, yeah, nothing much.
Okay, so I think that brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. We will smell you later. Everyone say bye.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.
Goodbye.